Welcome back to the Fantasy Football Buddies. I'm Steven Miranda.
I'm Jeff Ellis, and we're your buddy, and it's July 28th, 2011, and this is episode 3. And a shout-out to the men and women of the USS Carney.
Yes, all our military personnel overseas and here,
domestic. And if you're serving
everywhere.
Anywhere, shoot us an email, jeff@rarn.net or steven@rarn.net.
We will give your unit a shout-out as well.
Absolutely. If you send us free shirts, we'll wear them. But what do we got going on today, Steven, on the Fantasy Football Buddy?
All right, today we're going to talk about the craziest week in league history and how it affects fantasy football.
And we're going to talk about our top 5 wide receivers.
Running
we
backs.
Don't agree. Running backs.
Running backs.
Our top 5 running backs.
Yes.
And most importantly, we end with fantasy football for James.
Fantasy football for James is becoming very popular. Very popular with the children.
That's right. And the ladies. And who wouldn't love this face? Anyways, let's begin with the craziest week in league history, Steven.
Right, there has been plenty of movement out there in the National Football League, and some of these names that you're about to hear, there's going to be huge implications on how fantasy football plays out, where you want to target some of these players, and we'll start with the quarterbacks. Kevin Kolb today became a rich man as he was traded from Philadelphia to Arizona. What that means for you? Stock is rising for Larry Fitzgerald.
That's right. It's ridiculous. The stock also goes up for the running backs.
Yes,
there.
it does.
So
Beanie Wells gets a little.
And Timmy Hightower.
Yep.
So, but however, we believe that this deal was ridiculous. We don't think Kevin Kolb is anything resembling a top 10, top 12 quarterback. However, he is good enough to get the ball downfield.
Yes, he is a large improvement over Drek and Hall
and Dance Boy, Matt Leinart.
Anybody they'd had there in Arizona since Kurt Warner left, big improvement.
They gave up too much in this, but however, the team is greatly improved, and so are its fantasy players.
All right, other quarterbacks that have moved. Matt Hasselbeck. Jeffrey has left Seattle. He is now a Tennessee Titan, and with the Titans releasing Vince Young and Kerry Collins deciding to call in quits and retiring, Hasselbeck is going to be entrenched as the starter immediately.
I think this is good things for Kenny Britt, and I also think it's a good thing for Chris Johnson because it's going to take a little bit more. It's going to make them open up the field a little bit more. They run that West Coast style offense that they're very comfortable with, and I think Chris Johnson probably gets some more yards.
However, I don't see Matt Hasselbeck himself being more than a middle tier quarterback this season. I think he'll be great for maybe a week or two. You could use him spot weeks here and there whenever your starting quarterback has a bye. But if you expect him to be your starting QB, you're going to be in trouble.
Finally, Tavares Jackson takes the move and replaces Matt Hasselbeck in Seattle, and TJ leaves Minnesota. And what does that mean? He brought Sidney Rice with him and their offensive coordinator now. The three of them are together, and I think that means good things. There's continuity there in Seattle, and I think that the upside is pretty good.
However, Jeffrey, I think Seattle is much like elephants. They all go to die in the same place. That's what wide receivers do. So I don't like this move for Sidney Rice. I think he's going to realize that defenses are going to key on him more because they don't have an Adrian Peterson to worry about.
We have got a lot to talk about. Reggie Bush now is a Miami Dolphin, and he looks very strange with that Dolphin logo, but yet he looks a little right somehow.
Lots of implications, yes.
Ronnie Brown.
The running back core, Ricky Williams, Ronnie Brown, and also big implication for Brandon Marshall, the wide receiver, because Reggie Bush is known for snaking a lot of catches out of the backfield. That's right. So there might be some catches that usually would go Marshall's way, those short, quick dump-offs, may now go to Reggie Bush.
That's right. They don't have a quarterback yet, but look for Kyle Orton to end up there eventually.
That is a possibility.
So moving on real quickly, our top 5 running backs, Steven. Here's my top 5.
All right, give me yours.
I go Arian Foster.
Whoa.
I know. Adrian Peterson.
Okay.
Then it gets weird. Jamal Charles.
All right.
Ray Rice. Chris Johnson.
Whoa, you got you know what? I got something right here.
What?
You see this? This is an autograph.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Chris
CJ.
I'm gonna smack you over there. How you disrespect CJ and put him 5?
5's good.
5.
I just got done telling you that what's going on in Tennessee. The guy's had too many touches, and look, he's due to break down at some point.
Chris Johnson is a stud, and he is going to get it done.
Tell me your list.
Here are my 5. I've got Adrian Peterson. I've got Arian Foster 2. Chris Johnson is at 3, Ray Rice at 4, and Maurice Jones-Drew, my little Oompa Loompa, he's at 5. Jeffrey, I have Jamal Charles down at like 7 or 8.
Okay, I understand that, but Jamal Charles, look, Stevie, I like him a lot, and I think what they're doing there in Kansas City is fantastic. They've added wide receiver help. They're getting better as a team. There's been a lot of continuity there recently with Todd Haley and that team. So I think they're going places, Steven.
Okay, so check this out, www.nflrnr.com. Go out to our website, click the fantasy tab, get all of our cheat sheets there for all the positions, as well as one master one. You can get them there for free. Once again, www.nflrnr.com.
And finally, we can't forget fantasy football for James, this guy here. Now, James was wondering about the whole draft day thing and how it works. And if you're fortunate enough to have 10 to 12 friends that you're all drafting together with, you can have the ultimate NFL experience, and you can have a live draft with everyone in the same room.
Live drafts are cool. Everybody comes together.
It's awesome.
Everybody's sitting around. It's like, okay, you all draw names out of a hat to see who drafts 1 through 12.
You got to have somebody freakishly organized to have a draft board and keep tick of who's been taken and stuff, because there's always some guy who's like, I want Adrian Peterson. Dude, he was taken 3 rounds ago, you moron. And so most of us are left with doing live online drafts. What are you pointing at me for?
Usually that guy.
Don't get us wrong. There's lots of fun to be had in the online drafts too. So, but you better do your homework, okay? You go in with at least one version of cheat sheets. You have to. And we use ESPN because for several years we've used them, and we haven't found anything better that's free. That's for sure.
Right. ESPN's leagues are free. We go out there and we play with them. Join our leagues. We only have about 15 spots left. Come grab one of those. That's right, if we have that many left. But grab our cheat sheets as well. They're on our website. They're free. You kind of know where we are with all the players at every position. Check us out.
Just to finish up with James here. You have 2 minutes to make your picks and things like that. James, you get it?
2 minutes is generous, by the way.
It is. Maybe it's 90 seconds, and you go down and you do your little serpentine draft, and you got to know whom you want, because inevitably the guy before you is going to jack your pick. And you know what? It's not your pick unless you get the pick, but that's the guy you wanted. So that's fantasy football for James. That's the Fantasy Football Buddies. I'm Jeff Ellis.
And I'm Steven Miranda.